students, hope you are doing good. As we know that have already started unit 7, that is properties of matter. At the end of this lecture, student, you will be able to explain how pressure varies with force and area in the context of everyday examples, and also you will be able to explain that the atmosphere exerts a pressure. So these two topics will be discussed in detail in this lecture. So student, we are going to start a topic that is 7.4 atmospheric pressure. To know about what is the atmospheric pressure, first of all we know that what is atmosphere. All of you know that atmosphere is basically the earth is surrounded by a cover of a layer is called atmosphere. It is extends to a few hundred kilometers above sea level, just as a certain sea creatures live at the bottom of the ocean. We live at the bottom of a huge ocean of air. Now, air is a mixture of gases. The density of air in the atmosphere is not uniform. It decreases continuously as we go up. So, at the sea level on the earth, the air we have so much air. Let's suppose in air the oxygen is also present, and there is a lot of oxygen when we are held on the earth, right? So as we go up, the air is start decreasing. Obviously the oxygen also start decreasing, and at some point there will be no air and there will be no life, right? So on the earth, on the sea level of the earth, there is a the density of air is maximum. So as we going up, the density of the air is start decreasing, and at some point there will be a point come, there will be a no air will be exist, and there is a no, if there is a no air, there will be a no life. Atmospheric pressure, first of all know that what is pressure. So if you just recap the definition of pressure, pressure is defined as force per unit area. So here we have to define the atmospheric pressure. So the definition for atmospheric pressure is when a force is applied by a particles of air per unit area is called atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure exert in all direction. So class, you know that what is if we have just learned the definition in previous slide about atmosphere. Atmosphere, it is a mixture of air. So let's suppose this is a air. So air has lot of particles in it, right? Lot of particles, lot of gases in it. So if you consider just a single particle, every particle has, if I just consider this particle, so every single particle has mass, and it also has a force of gravity. So it will be we can write over here g. So if any particle or any object has mass and gravity, we can say that it is equal to weight, and weight is a force that will be act in a downward direction. So they are exerting a force, and this small particle also exert an area, right? This small particle also exert an area A. So it's mean when a single particle having a force per unit area, it is exerting a pressure. So when there are a lot of particles that are surrounding in the air, we can say that they are having a atmospheric pressure. So there is an example of atmospheric pressure. If you see figure 7.9, that is also shown in your book, the air pressure inside the bubble is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So if you are seeing the girl, she is blowing a bubble. So how bubble will be last? It will be last when there is a atmospheric pressure inside. When there is no atmospheric pressure, it will be blow out, right? The other example, if you see 7.10, this example is also shown in your book as well. Air pressure inside the balloon is equal to the atmospheric pressure. That's why if you just fill the balloon, if there is a balloon and we just start blowing it, the air will be go, the pressure will be exerted in all the direction. That's why it will be blow in all the direction. So this is basically the atmospheric pressure, with the help of which you are just blowing the balloon, and that air pressure that exists in the balloon is equal to the atmospheric pressure, right? So there is an experiment that will explain how atmospheric pressure exert in all the direction. For that you have to take an empty tin can with a lid. So there is a can that is shown in the figure. Open its cap and put some water in it. So what you have to do, you have to fill this can with the help of a water, place it over a flame. Then you have to just place this can over the flame. Wait till water begins to boil and the steam expel the air out of the can. Obviously when water will start boiling, the steam will be coming out from the can. So when you are observing that the steam is coming out from the can, you have to remove it from the flame. Close the can firmly by its cap. So you just have to close this opening with the help of a cap, so that no steam will be come out further. Now place the can under a tap water. What you have to do, you have to take out this can and place it under the tap water. The can will squeeze due to the atmospheric pressure. Why? So you observe that this can is squeezed from the ends, right? So why this happen? This is because of the atmospheric pressure, and the reason is giving in this the next paragraph. When a can is cooled by a tap water, the steam is it's condensed. So what happened? The water was boiled and the steam is coming out. And when you just place this can under the tap water, the steam is starting condensing. What is a condense? Condensing is basically a process when steam is converted into a water. So when you are applying the water and the can is tightly closed, the all steam is converted again into the water. So as the steam changes into water, it's leave an empty space behind it. What happens when the steam is converted back into the water? It will be leave empty space behind it. This lowered the pressure inside the can as compared to the atmospheric pressure outside the can. That's why the can is start collapsing from all the direction, and you see that the pressure outside the can is more as compared to the pressure inside the can. So when water is throwing on this can, the pressure exerted from all the direction and it start collapsing because of the atmospheric pressure. This experiment shows that atmosphere exert pressure in all direction. The fact can also be demonstrated by collapsing of an empty plastic bottle when air is sucked out of it. So you also observe that if you take any plastic bottle like a Coca-Cola bottle, Pepsi bottle or 7-Up bottle, and you just start when all the air will be sucked out from the can, it will be start collapse, right? You have noticed that it will start um, uh, uh, starts squeezing, and because of the air that will be coming out or sucking out from the bottle. So this is experiment that shows that atmosphere exert pressure in all the direction. Varying in atmospheric pressure. So we have learned in the previous slide about atmospheric pressure. Now we don't know that how do we can measure the atmospheric pressure. To measure atmospheric pressure, we need a measuring instrument. The instrument that measures atmospheric pressure are called barometers. So gas barometers are the instruments that are used to measure the atmospheric pressure. Mercury barometer. So what are mercury barometers? One of the simple barometer is a mercury barometer. How we can say that what is a mercury barometer? Because it consists of a glass tube of 1 meter long closed at one end. So all of you know that this is a glass tube. You have seen in the lab as well. The one end is a closed and other end is always open. After filling it with mercury, so what we have to do, we have just fill it with the help of a mercury. It is inverted in a mercury trough. So this is a trough shown over here. After filling the test tube with the mercury, we have just inverted the glass tube in it. See, this is placed in an inverted position. The closed end is placed on the upper direction and the open end is placed in the mercury trough. The mercury trough in the tube descend and stops at the certain height. So you know that some of the mercury is dropped in this tray and some other is placed at some height. The column of a mercury held in the tube exert pressure at its base, right? Because all the pressure that is exerted in the base or where all the mercury is placed. So we also have to place this scale over here, and this is basically a mercury barometer because we use mercury in it, right? At sea level, the height of a mercury column above the mercury in the trough is found to be 76 kilometer. So when we just place this mercury barometer on the sea level, we have just calculated that the amount of mercury is found to be 76 centimeter. The reading will be shown over here like this when we see check on the sea level, right? Pressure exerted by 76 centimeter of a mercury column is nearby 101300 newton meter square, equal to the atmospheric pressure. So on 76 centimeter, we have calculated the atmospheric pressure, that is 101300 newton meter square. It is common to express atmospheric pressure in terms of a height of mercury column. As the atmospheric pressure at a place does not remain same constant, hence the height of a mercury column also varies with the atmospheric pressure. So as we just take this barometer on above some height, and the what happened, the value of the mercury is also start dropping, because at height the air is also dropping and the pressure is also varying, right? So we can calculate the air atmospheric pressure with the help of this barometer. So the question arises in mind that why we use mercury in barometer, why we cannot use any other liquid, right? Because mercury is 13.6 times denser than water. It is heavier, 13.6 times heavier as compared to the water. That's why we use the mercury. Atmospheric pressure can hold vertical column of water about 13.6 times the height of mercury column at a place. So if we want to use a water, what we have to do, we have to just raise the height of 13.6 times water in the test tube, but it will be too much because our scale just gives the reading of 1 meter, right? So that's why we use the mercury. Thus at sea level, the vertical height of water column would be, so if we use the water, what we have to do, we have to just multiply 0.76 meter with 13.6, that give us 10.34 meter. Thus a glass tube more than 10 meter long is required to make a water barometer. So for that, if you want to use a water, we have to need a test tube, or water tube, glass tube, that must be 10 meter long. In this case we can use water, otherwise we can just use a mercury because mercury is denser as compared to the water, so it can easily be used in a 1 meter long test tube or a glass tube, right? So there is also an example given of a vacuum cleaner that you use in your home for cleaning, and you can know that how atmospheric pressure exert and how your room or any place you can clean just with the help of vacuum cleaner, because there is a atmospheric pressure that help us to clean the dirty area. So the fan in the vacuum cleaner lowers air pressure in its bucket. The atmospheric air rushes into it, carrying dust and dirt with it through its intake port. Because when you adjust on the vacuum cleaner, there's a lot of atmospheric pressure that it will suck out all the dust and dirt inside the vacuum. The dust and dirt particles are blocked by the filter while air escapes out, right? So when the inside and outside pressures are equal, you can clean your any place that is dirty. So this is a diagram of a vacuum cleaner that is shown in this figure, and it tell you how atmospheric pressure is also using over here to clean any dust or dirt, right? So this is the lecture for today. If you have any confusion regarding this lecture, you can ask me in a WhatsApp group, or you also comment me in a GC. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.